From the Cheap Seat Sports Bar and Grill in Champaign, Illinois, Ford of Tuscola proudly presents to you the Behind the Mic Show, featuring sports, comedy, and entertainment. Now here's your hosts, Keith Gibson and Sam Irwin. Keith Gibson, Sam Irwin, welcoming you to another edition of the Behind the Mic Show from the Cheap Seat Sports Bar and Grill here in Champaign, Illinois, and the Cat Palace in Paducah, Kentucky. Isn't that what you're calling your place, the Cat Palace?
That's it. 100%. Yep, you better believe it. So, yep.
But anyway, how are you?
You know what? I'm doing fine, Keith Gibson. How about you? How was your weekend?
Quiet.
Ooh.
Quiet. You know what? It's nice to have those every once in a while. Didn't do a whole lot. Took Kendall to the parks and playgrounds and played a little bit. And, just quiet. Did some work for the show. And, got merch flying out of here faster than I can almost order it, Sam Irwin.
Jeez, I told you build that sweatshop. You haven't done it yet.
Well, and then a few of these came along.
I was going to say, another Busch Latte has been born. So, yeah.
Several.
Yes. And by the way, got me a little Don Julio here tonight as well.
I see that.
Which, we'll talk about later. But if you rub it real nice, Keith Gibson,
does the genie pop out?
Something like that. Yeah. So
rub it real nice, it might pop. Something's gonna pop. That's what she said.
That's exactly what she said. My weekend was quiet as well. Just nice and relaxing. Stayed down here. Got to go out on a couple rides on the old motorcycle, which was nice. Riding dirty, by the way, Keith Gibson on that. No license, no license plate on it or anything like that because the deal's been shut down. So I'm just riding dirty right now. I'm just breaking the law all the time. A true Harley rebel, badass. My God.
Yeah, you just keep thinking that.
Yeah. So other than that, no, pretty uneventful weekend. But like you said, nice relaxing. Did a few things for work. Got caught up on some things, and yeah, man, just excited to get this show going. What about you?
Well, we can't go any farther, Sam. Do you know what today is?
Oh, I don't.
Today is Thursday, July 16th.
Mm-hmm.
It is the Queen's birthday here at the Gibson household. So happy.
Latifah?
No, Queen Lori.
Oh, my
close.
Bad. Okay. Okay.
No, happy birthday to my wonderful
birthday.
wife who turns 21 today. So thank her for her and everything she does around the home. So I can't go any farther in the show without saying happy birthday to my wife. So I love you. And thank you for allowing us to do this each and every week because, as I put on a post last weekend, if she doesn't allow us to do this, we don't get to do this. So
yeah, I guess not. I mean, because as we know, she wears the pants in that.
That's correct.
We know that.
Yeah. I don't deny it.
But you know what? As we've always heard, happy wife, happy life.
Right.
You figured that out. I never did. That's why I'm 0 for 2, baby. 0 for 2.
I'm 1 for 1 in multiple
that's
areas.
Right. I mean, yes, absolutely. You got the kid, you got the wife, you got the house. You got to figure it out. So, yeah.
No, I don't,
yes.
but thank God she's around. She helps me figure it out.
I was going to say, you just let her lead, and everything
She
will
lets
be
me
fine.
out of my leash a little bit, I get to do things like that. No, I'm kidding. No, she's great, fantastic. Anyway, happy birthday to my wife. But
that's happy birthday. What is it, 29?
21, 29, 25, something like that.
Something like that. Yeah. Good for her.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Hey, big show. We got a fun show tonight.
We sure do.
There's not a lot of sports to talk about. We have a lot of things to talk about, though, because there's a lot of controversial things going on. Let's talk about it.
Sure.
In this episode of the Behind the Mic Show, you're going to get guns.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get nicknames changing.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get maybe some talk of tone-deaf people. And you're going to talk of lawsuits, all in one episode.
I mean, we've got it all in this episode. And Keith Gibson, that is the thing with this show, and thanks to our loyal listeners, of course, is we will find a way to entertain you. If there's no sports, we'll figure it out. We will keep you entertained. We will keep this train running one way or another. Yep.
That's right. Train's on the track.
Keep it going. Mm-hmm.
Hey, but we do have a big show. We're going to talk a lot of different things, a lot of sports topics, but we're also going to have Gun Drummer on. as he's known, all over YouTube and Facebook. Great interview coming up with him. Fantastic guy. And if you think we're funny, he's got some great comedy, and he's going to lift you up a little bit. He also carries a gun, so it's a cool guy.
That's right.
Hey, we'll have Beach Trees Trivia. We'll have our Dumb Ass Criminal of the Week, Sam Irwin's favorite segment.
Yes.
And we'll talk the finish of a Rock of Legends tourney, Sam Irwin.
Controversy, butthurt all around. We're going to send our listeners some free butthurt cream, especially like Michael Willis and J.R. Lewis that got all upset because the Beatles didn't win.
Oh, the Beatles.
So, the Beatles. But the Yellow Submarine sank to the bottom of the ocean, Keith.
It did.
When it came down to it. Damn it. But anyway, we're going to talk about that as well. So, yes, big, awesome show tonight.
Yep. All right, so we'll take a quick break here from our presenting sponsor, Ford of Tuscola. If you're looking for a new or pre-owned vehicle, make sure you give them a call at the top of the screen, 217-253-3353, or visit them online at fordoftuscola.com. We'll be right back here on the Behind the Mic Show from the Cheap Seats Sports Bar and Grill. Summer is here, and at Ford of Tuscola, the deals are hot. Right now at Ford of Tuscola, all new Fords are priced to sell, and our pre-owned inventory starts from under $3,000. Check out our selection online at fordoftuscola.com or get pre-approved for financing on any of our vehicles at www.cucarloans.com. That's the letter C, the letter U, carloans.com. Ford of Tuscola, small town feel with great big deals.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Behind the Mic Show at the Cheap Seats Bar and Grill. My co-host, as you see, the Dancing Panda, the Bush Latte aficionado. I'm not sure how many he's given birth to tonight, but they're cracking and they are fantastic.
3 already.
All right, yeah. So Keith Gibson, as always, with us, coming to you live from the Cheap Seats Bar and Grill. If you haven't been there, I fully recommend going by. Usually about 2 in the morning is when you appreciate people coming by.
I do not.
And I will say this, folks. He will not answer on the first 15 knocks on the door, but just keep pounding on that door, and he will eventually get up.
Don't tell people that.
2 a.m. 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. is a good time. All right, so it is that time of the show, and boy. Won't Lori love me for that?
Yeah.
I would edit that part out. All right, anyway, so we are here for the Fast Five. Keith Gibson, are you ready?
I'm as ready as Booze Cow on a buffet. Let's go, baby.
Ooh, let's get it started. Topic number 1. NCAA football is starting to come out with some conferences, Keith Gibson, that say conference games only. Your thoughts?
I'm going to miss some of the big non-conference games, but you look at University of Illinois, who plays Illinois State and St. Mary's of the Woods and Blue Mound Road.
Right.
I don't mind this. I don't mind this every year. Actually, I think it'd be great if we just had a conference schedule every year and you didn't play non-conference. I know the little schools get money from the bigger conferences, the bigger schools. Okay, great.
Right.
And that's sometimes how they fund things. But maybe they need to look into maybe marketing themselves a little better, maybe growing a little better themselves, and going strictly conference. I think you're going to have better football. Sometimes these are just easy wins, and at the end of the year, you look and you're like, they beat an Illinois State, or they beat a Western Kentucky, or whatever it is. Right. Those wins don't matter. Where a conference win early in the season can change the whole dynamic of your season.
100%.
So I'm okay with this, especially what's going on right now. I still think we'll be lucky to have college football. I still think we're going to be lucky to have any sort of football this year. As much as it pains me to say it, but I'm okay with this 100%.
Okay.
Your thoughts?
My thoughts are I do kind of like sometimes where they can have those games that start kind of like a practice game almost, to kind of work the bugs out. Now, some, like in Alabama, will always start out with a big-time game against – I think they've scheduled coming up against Ohio State.
Right.
First game of the season. It's like the mega games, that they've started to do now, which is very cool. But there's always those tough games. Money. It's a business, 100%. But here's what I find interesting is say the Southeastern Conference goes to that, right? Okay, fine. I get it. But if you're Florida, every year you play Florida State, which is 2 hours away, 2-3 hours away tops. So you can go up to Tennessee much farther away to play a conference game, but you can't go 2 hours away to play one that's out of conference.
That's a great point.
So that makes no sense to me, right? But I get what they're trying to do, limit it. I've heard rumors that they might do 10 conference games this year to where they get the full slate of games. But Keith Gibson, you know this to be true too. Whether it's Big Ten, SEC, I mean, you name the big conferences, 10 conference games is a lot. And you're going to see players get beat to piss in those conference games. Those Powder Puff games are good because they're easy wins. It kind of gets you ready to go. But can you imagine 10 conference games in like the SEC like that? Ooh.
Well, and
how do you survive that?
And as I said, I'm all for this because I think it's great competition. I agree with you with the fact that some of those easy games, like Illinois was supposed to play Illinois State at the beginning of the year.
Right.
You're talking 50 miles, but instead you're going to go to New Jersey. So I understand your point there.
Right.
The competition aspect, I love just conference games. I think the fans are the ones that are losers in this because you don't get the Florida State Florida game. You don't get the Michigan Alabama, the Ohio State Alabama. You don't get those games.
Right.
But are the fans really the losers, or is the TV money the losers? The network's the losers in this.
Right. And I think what it comes down to, Keith Gibson, is this. It kind of sucks, but at the same time, if it actually makes football happen, do whatever you got to do.
Bingo.
Because I cannot, Keith Gibson. I have very few things in this world that bring me happiness. You know this.
That's what she said.
I can't do it without football, Keith Gibson. I can't do it.
Especially college football.
Cannot.
I know.
Won't do it. So I don't know what's going to happen. So hopefully we can get something. But with the way things are going right now, looking kind of
I don't have answers for any of that, Sam. But let's just hope we have it.
Let's hope we have it. Absolutely. Anything else on the topic, Keith Gibson?
No.
All right. Good. Moving on. Topic number 2. The Redskins have followed through.
Excuse me. That's the Washington Football Club.
The Washington Football Club right now in the NFL has got rid of their old name under intense pressure from sponsors. That's, once again, money makes the world go around.
Bingo.
They wouldn't have done it without that. So they have gotten rid of that name, as they have announced now. And by the end of this week, supposedly, there will be a new name, Keith Gibson. We've seen names thrown out of the Sentinels, the Red Hawks or Red Tails. Red Tails in honor of the Tuskegee Airmen. Okay, which I think would be cool. We've also seen things shared by, like Colin Dickey, for instance, a loyal listener of the show. Who thought,
and welcome home, Colin Dickey, by the way.
He came home, got to visit his son on his birthday, outstanding. But we saw, he said the Foreskins would be a great name, which I totally agree with. Why not? The formerly Redskins, and perhaps another name. Anyway, but the Foreskins, Orange Skins, for instance, someone put out with the logo of Donald Trump, because apparently you want to, lose every game.
Well, here's my thing with all this, Sam Irwin. Do you know that one man,
yes,
last name McCauley, has trademarked 40 names already.
Brilliant.
For the Washington team. And he is brilliant. And here's why, because if they want to use the Red Tails, they have to pay him for that trademark.
Yep. Whatever.
If they want to use Red Hawks, they have to use them. If they want to use Washington Americans, they have to use them.
Yep.
All these he's got done already. He's trademarked.
Brilliant.
That guy's 5 years ago, he started working on this.
Yep, that guy's living in 2050 right now. He's so far ahead. Brilliant. Why other people didn't think of that, but he's copyrighted them all, which means they are going to have to pay to get that name, and that's going to cost them a pretty penny.
So, I mean, he couldn't do Senators because that's already been trademarked.
Right.
He couldn't do Sentinels because that was already trademarked by the movie company.
With the movie,
But he's got Red Tails, Red Hawks, the Washington Football Group. He trademarked too. I mean, just in case he's done it all. So I'm glad they did this. But back to the original. I'm glad they finally did it. I'm hoping they come out with new colors, but they said they're going to stick the same colors. Why? You're maroon and gold. Nobody
tradition, I guess.
I guess, but you're in Washington D.C. Don't you think maybe
I'm
red,
like
white,
you,
and blue?
Gibson, red, white, and blue. So simple, and they could go with the Sentinels, and get that trademark would probably be cheaper because that movie's 20 years old now. At least.
Surely not.
I bet you money.
I tell you what, one of our listeners will let us know how old it is. Somebody find out how old the replacement is.
How old that movie is. It's getting up there. Great movie. God, I love that.
Are we that old?
Yes, unfortunately. But yes, we are. But yeah, I'm anxious to see what the name will be. Keith Gibson, if you had to choose, what name would you pick? Regardless of price, whatever it takes, what name would you go with?
Washington Americans.
That is atrocious.
It is. But, I don't want to do Senators because Senators has already been done with baseball, so I would stay away from that. I think it needs to do something with Americana. I do.
Yeah.
Maybe the Eagles are taken, but I don't know. I do something along that lines. That's why I like Washington Americans. I just I don't know. Bobcats.
What about the Generals?
I like the Generals too.
But didn't they always lose to the Harlem Globetrotters?
Who cares?
Is that team? Yeah.
They're going to lose anyway. Washington's awful.
Perfect name. So we'll see what name comes up. But that's interesting that they can actually make that happen and force that kind of pressure. So now, Keith Gibson, as we see this domino fall, Cleveland is up next, Atlanta's up next, so forth and so on.
Yeah, you'll start seeing the dominoes fall because they'll get pressure from their sponsors, and that's where the money
100%.
comes from.
Yep, 100%.
Yep.
All right. Anything else, Keith Gibson?
Nope.
On that topic. All right. Moving right along, the IHSA.
Here we go.
Fumbling, stumbling. There is now a lawsuit from an attorney to say that correct me if I'm wrong, Keith Gibson, basically with sports and getting the IHSA going to where you can't force kids to wear masks. You just let them go out there and run around. Am I accurate on that?
That's correct.
Keith Gibson
That's correct.
Okay, so would you like to add on to that?
Now they came out on Tuesday and said that they are going to, after this whole new guidelines came out last Friday, saying kids now, there's no contact, there's none of this. Nobody knows what to do right now with the IHSA, and it's very irritating, If I'm out by myself running and there's no contact, and this is my own opinion, and I know there's opinions vary, a kid does not need to be wearing a mask if he's running routes by himself, 6 feet away from everybody else.
Right.
If there's no contact, I don't see the reason why the kid needs to be wearing a mask trying to work out.
Right.
I'm not sure how this is going to work if they're gonna play football. I'm not, and I know football's not the only sport, but it's the biggest draw and the biggest sport in the fall that we need to talk about. Plus, we love having it on the show and love high school football.
Oh, absolutely.
But now they came out Tuesday and said that they're going to follow the guidelines of the IDPH, Illinois Department of Public Health.
Good.
Yeah, thank you.
Good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And Governor Pritzker and what he wants to do.
Yeah.
The IHSA is its own entity who has no absolute backbone whatsoever. Make your own decision, what's best for the kids and what you think, and don't be listening to people who absolutely, maybe, they don't have any clue.
No.
That's my own personal opinion. That's my opinion only. You don't have to agree with me, but that's my opinion. I think this is all, we're not going to have football. What's going to end up being is not going to have football, and we're not going to have spring sport or fall sports. So you're not going to have spring sports last year. You're going to have fall sports this year. It's just a jumbled mess with nobody wanting to take responsibility.
That's the kicker, Keith Gibson. And here's the thing. It's the liability. Because if you get a kid out there that gets sick and dies, get ready for lawsuits on the other end now because you put my kid in danger. Okay? So if you don't take the proper precautions, if you don't take the proper steps, and guess what, Keith Gibson? Cover your ass, as that's what normally happens in these things. They don't care about the kids. They don't care about the kids at all. It's about them not getting sued.
But here's the problem with the IHSA. They keep going back and forth.
Right.
That's where everybody's getting frustrated with. If they would just stick to a plan, and I know things have changed daily, but they aren't really changing much right now. Stick to your plan. Don't flip-flop and say one thing one day. Do an interview with the IHSA's director, Anderson. He did an interview, said, we're just kind of looking at things, taking everything in from everybody, and then we'll make a decision. Now, 2 days later, you come in and say on Tuesday and say, hey, we're taking straight directives from the governor and the Illinois Department of Public Health.
Yes, it changes daily. Yeah, it changes daily. And that kind of shows you what's going on here. And Keith Gibson, this is what frustrates me with this. Whether you believe it's a hoax, believe it's real, there's people that are sick and dying, then there's in other places where it's non-existent. I get that yet. But I don't understand how, and this, I guess it's not even a matter of understanding. It's a fact that with this being a new virus, nobody has a clue what to do. Literally no one. because like you just said, it changes by the day. So how do you set a plan in motion when you don't know what the hell you're doing? You don't know what this virus is capable of. You don't know how to handle it.
And I agree with you there. But I think you have to have a plan and stick to your guns. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Okay, if this doesn't work, but you can't change every other day of what you're doing. You have to, it's going to take longer than that to find out what we're doing here.
Right.
But there's too many people in too many other people's ears saying this is what we're doing. It's almost a political issue and not a safety issue for the kids.
Yep. And this is what's wrong with this country right now is, once again, at all levels, a lack of leadership and direction. That's the problem. Because you either believe in science or you don't, or somebody take charge of this thing and figure it out. If you got to look at what other countries have done, because other countries have done way better than we have, and they basically knocked it out. Maybe ask them questions like, "What did you do? How did you do it?" Go from there.
But that's the thing. The people who are in charge. That's why in 2022, when I become the Illinois governor,
you
don't have to worry about that. I'm going to ask these questions, and we're going to do what's best for the kids.
You are so open to ideas. You are
right. Yes. I don't have millions of dollars to be okay and go and taking trips to Florida and send my family down there when I tell everybody else to stay home.
Yeah, you're not influenced.
I'm the governor for the common man, Sam Irwin.
You are. You know what? And you grew up a common man, like Dusty Rhodes.
I did grow up, wine and dine with kings and queens and walk down alleys. They ain't no pork and beans.
That's right. So once again, we set it. Just who knows what's going to happen? And Keith Gibson, I wonder this. Since nobody knows what the hell is going on, they can't figure it out. And someone mentioned this a while back, and I kind of laughed at it like, yeah, right. I don't know how you do it, but are we almost to a point where we're going to flip baseball and football? Because baseball,
it's too late to do that
stay
now.
6 feet apart.
It's too late to do that now. It's too late in the game. You got to think about it. We're in the middle of July.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so what do you do the following year? Just keep that up and go,
I was going to say, do you permanently flip it? Because how do you play football in the spring and then you only get a month or two off and play again in the fall?
Right.
Good God almighty. You talk about kids getting injured. That's a lot of games in a short amount of time.
Let's move on before I say something I shouldn't, so I don't become governor.
I was going to say we're going to get in trouble. All right, moving on to the next topic. Major League Baseball umpires opting out. Could we get robots taking over Major League Baseball with an automated strike zone? Keith Gibson.
Well, as long as Angel Fernandez is behind the plate, I don't care. Angel Fernandez is the worst Major League Baseball umpire known to man. He's awful. So if he's one of them, I hope he is. And Joe West is another one. Joe West, awful.
That's the name I'm thinking. Oh, Joe West.
Awful. They're too old, and the Angel Fernandez thinks it's all about him. But you have 11 umps opting out. That has to tell you something. Sam Irwin, I know it's 2 weeks away. 2 weeks away from baseball, and I am excited as everybody, but I'm also... You're seeing a lot of positive tests, a lot of guys. Here's my whole thing with all this, and we'll just kind of lump this into one big thing. Maybe everybody should just slow the F down. We all want it, we do, but we're a society right now of need it now. We need it.
Gimme.
Spoiled. Sometimes you have to wait. I mean, I waited 35 years.
But see, Keith Gibson, you're in a society now that any answers you want, bam, Google. Anything you want, bam, I get it now. Now. You're not used to waiting. You get what you want, you get it now. So we are a society that's spoiled. We're a society that gets anything we want. And whenever we are told, God, you have to wear a mask, my freedoms, and all that stuff. Even though whenever they tell you can't, you better wear a shirt or you don't get in here, you put the shirt on. But
not always.
So, yeah. It depends what time of the night that shirt comes off.
Right.
But yeah, so, and I seen like a Cardinals pitcher said he's not playing this year.
Jordan Hicks, but he had Tommy John surgery too, so I mean that's one of
Right.
Buster Posey said he's opting out. Ryan Zimmerman's opted out. Yeah, you've had some big names here opting out here. Yu Darvish told the Cubs before, he said, if you guys aren't taking this seriously, I'm opting out.
Yeah.
So, is this really necessary?
And the NBA continues to roll forward as well. Money. Everything, Keith Gibson, that you have seen with this, whether it's sports, anything in society, as now, the leadership of this nation is saying we got to get kids back in school, got to right now. Every decision that is made with this country is about money. It's not about health and safety. It's not about anything else. It's about the almighty green, and that's all it is, 150%. If some of you die It's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. That's off a Shrek movie. If you remember the little short king at the time. If some of you die, it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. So that's kind of where we're at. Now.
You're exactly right. And I can't argue with that. So let's move on to the final topic.
Moving on, NBA players being tone deaf. Keith Gibson.
Well, Jason Williams came out from ESPN the other last weekend, and I thought it was a fantastic video and a message that he said.
He's always good. He's always damn good.
Yeah, he's a dookie.
Yes, he is. Smart.
Yeah, NBA players who are griping about where they're living right now in this bubble, about the food they're getting, about their accommodations, they need to shut the hell up. And he's exactly right, because they need to be, they're tone deaf right now. They're still getting paid millions of dollars. There's people out of work. There's people who barely getting by. There's people unemployment rates way up, you know.
Yeah. Speaking of spoiled,
right?
Speaking of spoiled, right?
Yeah, your athletes are, and I love, as much as we both love sports, we both agree. I think that contracts are getting out of hand.
Oh, right.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yep.
But you know, but it's at the same time, these NBA players who are griping about this, about being in this bubble and accommodations, don't. Just because you're eating Velveeta out of a cup. Welcome to our world. You haven't ate ramen yet. I haven't seen you eat ramen yet.
Right.
You know?
And you know what, Keith Gibson, on that too, it's one of those deals too, and this is not every, NBA player, but as we know, many of them come from nothing, right? And then through hard work and athletic ability, it's a combination of things, and luck, they end up getting drafted.
Like my love life.
Sign those. Y'all gotta get lucky sometime, right?
That's what she said.
So that's right. You get those big contracts, and my thing is, don't forget where you came from, and don't forget about the people that basically, because of them, that's why you get those contracts. Because if people aren't watching, if people aren't coming to the games, if people aren't buying the jerseys, your ass ain't playing, and you're not getting those big contracts. So when you've got millions in the bank, I think you can get by in a bubble for a while. That's just me.
Agreed.
Agreed. Yeah. Anyway, well, Keith Gibson, by God, that's the Fast Five for you right there.
Well, all right. Well, let's take
coming up next.
We got to take a quick break here, and we're going to come back, and we'll have our Bees Trees Trivia Question of the Week, our Dumbass Criminal of the Week, and then we still have our interview with Gun Drummer.
Ooh, yes.
It'll be fun. So we still got that in the show, too. So stay tuned. We'll be right back here after a quick message from one of our sponsors here on the Behind the Mic Show.
For more than 150 years, you've believed in Busey. Today, more than ever, we believe in you. To our healthcare workers, first responders, and local businesses, you're central to the communities we're proud to call home. Busey's grateful to partner with you and your families through life's ups and downs, today and for generations to come. Because as neighbors helping neighbors, we're in this together. Busey, grateful to serve the communities we call home.
Welcome back into the Behind the Mic Show from the Cheap Seat Sports Bar and Grill here in Champaign, Illinois. Keith Gibson. Alongside me, my tag team partner each and every week, Sammy Irwin. And we have with us this week, Sam Irwin. He's known as the Gun Drummer.
That's right, yes.
Nate is with us this week. And Nate, you play drums with machine guns. Hell
Look at that
yes.
badass right there. Yeah, man.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Behind the Mic Show. You said you've watched us before.
Well,
we appreciate that. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing quite well. Quite well, buddy.
Very nice. So now you're located around Columbus, Ohio, correct?
Pretty much. Not in the city, but yeah, you could say that, up in Ohio, rural country.
Okay,
that's
very
a good
nice.
thing.
So let's just get into this. I've watched the videos; they're badass. Keith, if you haven't got the chance to watch it yet, You have to. I just seen one for the 4th of July you did with Metallica, which was incredible. And just going nuts on that. I've seen others with Disturbed that you've done. Just fantastic. But I got to know, how does one come up with such things where they think, you know what? I'm going to put this music to high-powered, rifles and machine guns. How does that thought come to your head? You say, I want to do this, put it on video.
Dude, honestly, I've been dual wielding since I was a kid, and I've pretty accurate actually. Like I just walk around with 2 Ruger 1022s, one under each arm, and I just be shooting stuff in the yard. And then I don't know, I love metal, so I just started shooting guns to metal. And next thing you know, I did one at Lamb of God, and we posted it and got 1 million views on the first day. So we're like, all right, sweet, I'll just keep going. So now we're using tanks and explosives and artillery, and it's just getting totally out of hand at this point. I just got a cannon connection the other day. It's just getting totally out of control, and I love it. So it's been 1 year. It's only been a year, man. So
very nice. Very nice.
That's crazy. That's great. What's one of your favorite songs you've done then?
Well, dude, it would have to be People Equal S Word. I don't know how strict you guys are on this podcast, but with the tank, dude, because it was both of my regular, drums, both my regular guns, and then an actual Sherman tank, which was a 76 millimeter main cannon. When he was like, "One more time, boom!" And we just saw it on my chest. My cameraman got a concussion. It took him 2.5 weeks to heal. I swear, he had a full blown concussion. I felt terrible because he was right in the muzzle brake of the main cannon of a Sherman, and then climbed on top of the Sherman and did the M2 Browning 50 BMG, ran through 40 of those, and then jumped out and mag dumped a Barrett from the shoulder. So that just felt great.
Holy crap. So
great as in super nauseating, but it was great.
Wow. My God. Yeah. So how much ammo do you go through in a shooting of a video, would you say? What's the average? I guess, of course, it depends on the song.
Average probably 250 or so until we get into miniguns, because miniguns are super fast.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
But usually about 250 or so, or 300. Because I just use all 60 mags, like the Magpul D60s. Those are usually what I run through everything. And the Surefire box magazine. People talk crap, but unless you're using steel-cased ammo, they actually run pretty smooth. But it's each 60, so you add them up. You do 2, and then another 2, and another 2, and another 2. It starts to get up there.
Wow. How many takes do you normally need? One?
One. Always one.
Always one. I love it.
Always one. That's it. Yep. I don't have the adrenaline or the resources to do multiple takes. It has to be one. So,
has to be done.
You get ready. The night before, dude, when I was in Texas at Drive Tanks, we were about to do the Slipknot tank cover. Everyone else was asleep, and I was up at 4 a.m., drunk off tequila in a field of giraffe with my headphones in, and I was just going over it again and again and again and again and again in my head. It has to be perfect. I can't waste a tank round and 60 rounds of BMG and not have it work. So
wow,
that's what you do. You just go over it again and again and again in your head until you have it, and then you record it.
Wow. So do you have a background in music? I mean, were you ever in a band or anything, or you just?
Oh, dude, I'm a drummer. I've been a drummer since I was 14 or 15, and I love playing guitar, and I love singing and metal vocals too. I've been getting into a lot of gutturals and screaming and stuff too. So I've always loved it, man. I've been a Metallica freak since I was a kid, and
yes,
I love music, but I love guns too. So it's just the combo, man. I got lucky.
And you live in the country. I mean, what better way to live in the country? Love metal, love guns. I'm sure you drink beer.
Absolutely, dude. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Yeah.
I think it's the first time we've ever cheersed on this show.
And he's chugging it all in one. My God, this is like I'm Stone Cold Steve Austin on here. I love it. So,
I've always wanted to try that with 2 beers. I've never done that, but that'd be sweet.
It has to be. I did it one time after Keith and I had a wrestling match. One time I did it. You damn near drown yourself is what you do. It's like the Cookie Monster. Most of it goes everywhere else. Yeah, very little of it goes. Yeah. But so looking forward, what are your goals with what you're doing? I mean, is it going to turn into maybe some type of TV reality show? What are your plans? What do you want to do?
Dude, honestly, Honestly, this is what's about to happen. Like, I just got this place that I've been building, and I'm going to turn. If you guys remember People of Bam on MTV?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what's about to happen here. Like, I'm going to build like a pool, a skate park. I skate too. I'm going to build a skate park, have a backstop, build a trebuchet, just like a dirt bike track. I mean, just like turn this place into crazy town. Film it all, put it on YouTube. Get some cannons. I want a tank. I don't know what the laws are in Ohio, but I'm pretty damn determined to get a Sherman in the next 5 years. I just want to do the crazy stuff ever, man. Honestly, like I'm down. I'm down.
Yeah. Can you imagine walking up to a courthouse and you're talking to somebody or a cop shop and say, "So what are the laws in terms of owning a tank?" How do you approach somebody about that?
It's not owning a tank. It's
the firing
the main cannon and the machine guns. That's that's the kicker, right? Because like in Texas, drivetanks.com, they bring me down there. I can't wait to go back there, dude, and they just hook me up. They've got 12 tanks, fully operable, World War II tanks. They fired. They've got machine guns, everything.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure in Ohio, I'm not allowed to have a tank that fires from the main gun, you know? I mean, technically, it sucks. Like, you might be able to get one that drives around, yee-hee, like, that's cool. Don't get me wrong.
Well, what's the point if you can't fire it, though? Exactly. Got to be able to fire it.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right. Even in Las Vegas, they've got tank places. Like, I met a guy in San Antonio randomly in the middle of the night. Made no sense. He's like, "Hey, what are you doing here?" I'm like, "I'm here to shoot tanks." I was like, "What do you do?" He's like, "Oh, I'm the lead mechanic at Battle Las Vegas. It's a tank place in Las Vegas." And I was like, why am I meeting you right now at midnight at this bar? Well, he was like, "Yeah, we're not allowed to fire them. It's like state laws and stuff like that." So apparently in Texas you can do it, but I don't know about.
You can do whatever you want in Texas. I mean, yeah, especially with guns, they don't care. You know, do whatever you want.
Right.
Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah.
Right. Dude. If I didn't have so much family here, if I didn't have so much beautiful family here that I love, I would definitely go to Texas, dude. No doubt. No doubt.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So Nate, let's talk about that. You told us before we came on that you're going to be a dad soon too. So congratulations to you. Let me tell you, man, it changes your life. It's pretty awesome.
I know.
So do we know boy, girl yet?
No, man. I don't even know. We're just waiting for fun. Be a surprise.
That's awesome.
You know, both girl and boy name ready to go, and we'll just see. I don't know.
Keith,
no, I don't mean
name.
to tell you your business. I don't mean to tell you your business, Nate, but that would be maybe perhaps the greatest gender reveal video of all time of you in a tank and firing off either.
No, I know. My wife was just already listen, dude, I know. I already had it planned. I was going to shoot a dump truck full of explosives in Texas with a tank or artillery piece, the Russian D-20. It shoots 20 miles. It's 10 pounds of gunpowder. I was going to hit it and just, that's what I was doing. But my wife's like, "Listen, like, we're doing too much already. I don't want to, like, do a gender reveal. Everybody's already asked me too many questions." I'm like, "All right, no problem. You know, we'll just do, like,
smart man.
Yeah.
It's all good."
Wow. Smart man. Well, congratulations to you. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
1 year, you're getting over 1 million views on Facebook. Your YouTube, 32 million views on Facebook. I mean, how much more can you grow, Nate?
That's what she said.
Oh, you got me, you son of a...
Dude, I'm honestly, okay, it's been 1 year, it's been 13 months. We've got about provably like 200 million impressions. So I'm thinking at this rate, you know, we'll be at Demolition Ranch levels in the next couple of years. Like, there's no way. Like, unless I get straight up unpersoned off of the internet, which can happen. I don't think it'll happen, but it could.
Right.
Unless I get completely deleted off the internet, I think at this trajectory, we'll be pretty set, man. And so I just have to match that, and hopefully I can quit like my full-time job eventually and just crank this production up. Because, dude, it's tough having to. Like, I've got an extremely demanding job, and I'm in charge of a lot of stuff full-time, just regularly. And then
what do you do?
What do you?
Yeah. So tell the people what you do.
I'm a construction superintendent. So what I do is I build like massive projects. They cost a lot of money, and maybe there's like 70 guys there per day, like working. And I just like walk around that whole thing, like schedule everybody, solve everybody's problems, like just make sure it happens and it gets built. And it's insane. Like anybody that's not in construction, I'm telling you, like the money's there. It's awesome. You should do that if you're bored. Straight up, jump into it. But it is taxing. It is insane. Like, it's a crazy world, and we're shorthanded out here. Everybody. I mean, every single company's shorthanded right now. We are just like burning the candle at both ends, man. It's wow.
So let me get this right. You build shit up during the day, and you blow shit up at night.
That's damn right.
Yeah, nice. Now, Nate, once again, I don't mean to tell you business, but I do have an idea for you. You could do like that Family Guy episode where Peter and all them go to the Amish community, and they get into it with the Amish, and they blow up a barn, but then the Amish build it back up real quick, and then they blow it up again, then they build it back up real quick. You can do a video like that if you can get the right people.
Okay, this is funny. This is funny that you mentioned this, because I have a lot of Amish connections, and I have a lot of people near me, and I know a lot of them, and I mess with them hard, and it's pretty fun.
Yep.
But I just had an idea 2 nights ago, swear on my life. I was like, I wrote it down in my phone. I said, okay, I'm going to make a full-blown music video. We're all going to get legitimate, like, Amish dress. And we're going to make, like, a music video, and it's going to be kind of metal, but it'll be, like, the Amish lifestyle. And we're just out here, like, planting corn, but we're also shooting guns and stuff, dude. It'll be
magical.
It's fantastic.
Magical.
I've got, like, 100 pages of skit ideas. I'm just waiting.
You got to use them. Yeah, especially the audience you got.
Dude, wait till I don't have to do a full-time regular job. Like, you guys, you're going to be like, why is this guy producing 10 videos a day? Like, what is this?
No, we get it.
This has nothing to do with gun drop.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a full-blown Creed parody right now, like, with a music video that's professionally filmed, like, from a drone. Like, what is this guy doing? I promise you. I can't wait.
Can't wait. Yep.
Well, Nate, we don't want to take up much of your time. We do appreciate you coming on the show.
If we could, Nate, you being big into rock and roll as you are,
that's right.
Maybe more into the death metal scene. We just did a big Legends of Rock tourney that pissed off half the country, I guess, and butthurt all around.
Of course,
because the Beatles didn't
win. My band didn't win, But anyway, I thought with you being what you're involved in, and you're a great guy and funny as hell. But I appreciate your knowledge and respect for music, especially the Metallica thing. I mean, that's fantastic. But we just started with 16, then we got down, of course, as it went along. So I'll start you out with the Elite 8. If you'd like to vote, and let's see if yours turns out like theirs did. Are you game?
No, dude, of course. Whatever you guys want.
All right,
I'm just hanging out. I'm not in a hurry either. Literally, whatever you guys want to do, dude. Let's just chill. We're having fun.
Fantastic. All right. So the first matchup, Guns N' Roses versus Metallica. I think I got a pretty good idea.
Yeah, obviously Metallica, dude.
Obviously, yeah, it's an easy. It's a gimme. All right, next one. The Beatles versus Bon Jovi.
Oh, dude. Bon Jovi for sure.
Oh, and Michael Willis cries
Hell
himself to sleep. Yes. All right, next. Kiss versus Aerosmith.
Oh, dude, you know what? Honestly, most of Aerosmith is super annoying, but there's a couple that are so good. And so I gotta, and you know what? People are gonna hate me for that, but honestly, Kiss, they have a great stage presence, dude. Like, they're awesome, they're partiers, but their music is pretty whack. So I gotta say, Aerosmith. Sorry.
Agreed. Yeah, concerts got to be great, but other than that, yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, and then finally in the Elite 8, AC/DC versus Led Zeppelin.
Dude, honestly, I love both of their instrumentals, but both of their vocalists annoy the shit out of me. I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry.
Okay. That's all right.
Straight up, that's how I feel.
That's okay.
They're just like,
that's fine. So if you had to pick one,
get the hell out of here.
Coin. Yeah, who do you pick?
Ah, man, probably have to be AC/DC just for this one song of TNT.
Yeah, oi.
Straight up.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, the final four.
It has to be just for that one song, like.
Absolutely, yes. So many. But anyway, all right, final four. I think I got a pretty good idea here too. Metallica versus Bon Jovi.
I guess Metallica, because those are my dudes. I mean,
that's
forever.
Right. That's right. Nothing wrong with that. And then Aerosmith versus AC/DC.
I don't care. Aerosmith.
Doesn't really matter. And then for the finals, I think I got a pretty good idea, Keith Gibson, which we could have done at the start. Metallica versus Aerosmith. Nate, who you got?
All right. I'm going to go with Pantera on this one.
Yeah! Cowboys from Hell. Yeah. Absolutely. Yes, sir. What's the best concert you've ever been to, Nate?
you know what? I don't know, dude. I've been to a lot of fun concerts, especially lately now that people know me from the internet. Dude, it's crazy. It's insane. I even wear, like, my merch and just, like, glasses and just walk into the mosh pit. People flip out, man. It is so fun. We just have a great time. People get stoked, man. I can't wait till concerts start.
They don't do that to us yet.
But,
yeah, not yet.
I hate to be, like, cliche, because I've seen a lot of, like, great deathcore bands and, like, underground bands, like Slaughter to Prevail. They're my personal friends. Enterprise Earth, personal friends. Like, these dudes are all awesome. I've seen Chelsea Grin and all these cats, but the probably best concert I've ever seen wasn't Slayer, because one of their guitars went out and they just ignored it and played the whole show, and I seemed like the only person out of 10,000 people that noticed, and it made me angry. But I gotta say, it was probably Slipknot. I hate to say it, but dude, it was incredible. They played their asses off. I mean, Courtney almost had a heart attack. Like, he almost fell over at one point. He was breathing so hard. I could see his chest from, like, 300 yards away. I could see his chest, like, pulsate. He had a neck brace on. He must have broken his neck or something. It was like 3 years ago. And he's still out there just going for it, man. I mean, just balls to the wall. Also, Devil Driver. Devil Driver puts on an amazing show. Those are some good dudes.
Oh, very cool. Very cool.
All right,
I won't bother you anymore, Nate. Thank you so much.
Nate, thank you very much. Best of luck. Keep growing. Keep doing what you're doing. Enjoy being a father, because it's pretty awesome. And anytime you want to come back on, or anytime you want to shoot guns, or anytime you're in Illinois, just give us a holler. You're more than welcome right here.
Sounds good, man. Thanks for having me on.
All right, brother. We'll talk to you later.
Nate.
We'll be right back here in the Cheap Seat Sports Bar and Grill with the Behind the Mic Show.
Bees Trees, your local ISA certified arborist with over 10 years experience, specializing in tree removal, tree trimming, and with free estimates. Call Greg Miller of Bees Trees today at 217-260-4551.
From the Cheap Seat Sports Bar and Grill, Busch Light number 4, Don Julio on the other side. Keith Gibson, Sam Irwin, we welcome you back to the Behind the Mic Show. And Sammy, it's I feel bad. I'm sure, like, the Bengay and the Preparation H has been working, been off the shelves here with some of our listeners. You know, we had the Legends of Rock tourney, and people just they felt bad because their band didn't win.
Yeah, Michael Willis, I've been told, has been checked in to a place. Needs some help.
The Beatles didn't win.
Yeah, needs some help. J.R. Lewis.
Beatles didn't win.
We haven't heard from J.R. Lewis in a couple days. Dusty Beckw's upset. So many people. As we talked about, the Yellow Submarine is sank to the bottom of the Pacific Ocean. It's
I didn't know the Beatles were a rock band to begin with. I thought they were more pop.
And that's compared to other, and that's the thing too, as people talked about is, well, it's not that, everybody had their own opinions, which
is great.
Didn't care.
Great, by the way.
I laughed and laughed. Their tears gave me fuel to get through the week, so I appreciate that. But we didn't set a certain criteria, Keith Gibson. It was just go. So it's subjective. What do you think's great, right? You may think it's based on instrumentals. Others may think it's because of lyrics. Others may think because of stage presence. There's so many things, but we didn't say that.
You know what we did?
Greatest.
We gave it to the people. We did. We're givers.
Give till it hurts, Keith Gibbs. We need to make a shirt that says that.
Give till it hurts. Maybe that's our new slogan, Sam Irwin.
Maybe it is. But you know what? So much fun. I appreciate the people that got involved. Held the Metallica Beatles competition. Got down to like 1 or 2 votes. Over 300 votes, which was incredible. But then, Keith Gibson, the final was the Beatles versus AC/DC. And Angus Young,
thunderstruck, baby.
They got thunder. Angus Young was just duck walking all over that stage, and the cannons were firing, and it wasn't even close. Couldn't believe it. I thought it'd be much closer. And I think what it is the Beatles fans kind of petered out. They're older, a lot of back pain, can't get up early and vote. Because we started those voting
too
like
fat for his age.
It's too fat. I mean, it's a tragedy. But they beat Metallica. But then just couldn't muster it up to...
Kind of like me with video games, I get up there and I get at that point.
Right.
And at the end I just go...
Right. So, unfortunately... But you know what? Even though... And you said it. The Beatles, you don't consider a rock band, but they still got to the finals.
They did.
So that talks about... And I never got the Beatles. I don't get it. They got a couple good songs. I don't get it, but I know a lot of people love them. To each their own. But that was fun. A lot of interaction, and we're going to keep going forward with that with a new
That's right.
tourney.
It's my turn.
That's right. So we're going to. Do you wish to announce that? Or you want to wait?
Yeah, because we're going to start that next Monday, Sam Irwin.
That's right. Yes.
We're going to do the greatest sitcoms of all time.
Yeah. So you're going to see like Seinfeld,
The Office, Simpsons, Cheers. I mean, we're gonna go back. We're gonna combine them all. I'm trying to get a list down to 16. I'm at like 34 right now. I've got to get down to 16. Yep.
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna make a prediction right now. Hot take. I think the Cosby Show will knock out several of the competitors.
Wow.
Too much Don Julio, perhaps. Anyway, I think it's going to be fun, and we like the interaction. We love the comments. We love the opinions. All that. It's great. So, and you know what, Keith Gibson, I noticed gained a lot of viewers.
Sam Irwin, are you hearing
Behind the Mic Show trivia time, presented by
It's that time.
It's that time, Sam Irwin. It is time for our Bees, Trees Trivia question of the week. And Sam Irwin, after 2 weeks of not getting a single answer from anybody, I mean, people, come on. We gave you answers. We got a winner last week.
Ooh. Who was the big winner last week?
Eric Porter from the big city of Johnsonville, Illinois, came through with an answer.
Nice.
And he received a Behind the Mic Show prize pack of a new hat, a new shirt, and a new koozie.
Ooh.
Yeah. So thanks to Eric. Thanks, Eric, for answering. At least somebody did.
Finally.
Yes.
All right. So what do we have this week, Keith Gibson?
You know, baseball's getting ready to start. We're a couple weeks away, so I thought I'd make it. I've been watching a lot of retro All-Star games, Sam Irwin.
Ooh. Yes, they are entertaining. Yes.
Yes. And I would like to ask everyone, in 2011, where was the Major League Baseball All-Star game held? So in 2011, where was the Major League Baseball All-Star game held?
Good question.
Pretty simple.
Yeah.
You can Google that answer.
Will we get what I love, Keith Gibson? You get 300 people that vote on a rock band thing, but you ask a simple question to get free shit, nobody answers.
Right.
It's amazing.
You know what? And Greg's a new dad. We have to support Greg.
Yes.
Hey, I saw. Did you see the post he put the other day about the mulch?
And he's educating us at the same time.
Right. You can't put too much mulch around the trunk.
You cannot.
You gotta make it where that moisture kind of goes into the trunk, so that root grows deep.
And Keith Gibson, he brings up a valuable point. If you don't protect your root, you have a chance of getting a disease.
Right.
That is some serious stuff going on.
So you got to wrap that up with some mulch and keep it covered.
Correct. Yes, exactly. Always cover your root, or you will get a disease and possibly die or lose your root or be a very uncomfortable thing that you deal with once a month. I mean, it's
Then you have to dig it out.
Oh, and just
cut it
get
down
shots and you gotta
try to save the tree, and you can't.
You gotta give medicine to the tree. It's just if you do it right in the first place, you protect
cover
the
your root.
Cover your root at always. If anybody learns anything in this show, keep your root covered at all times.
Right. So that's your Bees Trees Trivia question of the week, thanks to Greg and his sponsorship of the show. Sam Irwin, let's talk a little bit about the events we have coming up as well. Let's talk about, we have our golf outing coming up on August 22nd, God willing. That's usually how you look, too. And the ball goes this way.
Oh, slicing like I'm at a deli. I mean, just slicing.
Good save there.
I couldn't think of it first, but I saved it. Anyway, yes, tell us about it.
We have a golf outing there. If you want to come out to the golf course, we'll we have 12 teams, which I'm looking forward to. We'll have a shotgun start there, and then that evening, Sam Irwin, we have our retro rewind at Venue 720 to benefit Mora's mission. We're looking forward to that. And don't forget, we'll have that night at roughly 10:30. We'll have our summer giveaway, which the only way to get a ticket is to come in that night.
That's right. $10. Get your ticket.
Big cooler. You get a grill. You get Behind the Mic Show shirts. You get Behind the Mic Show hats. You get tumblers. You get koozies. And you get a set of Illini tickets, all for just coming in and seeing us.
Unbelievable.
And paying $10 to get in the door and listen to DJ KK Mole knock it out of the park with some dance tunes all night long. He'll have you hopping, ice cold beer. It'll be a fun night. It will be a fun night.
There'll be plenty AC/DC playing for everybody.
There should. No Beatles.
No Beatles.
They're
Not
losers.
one Beatles song at all. Michael Willis, Stay Home.
Yeah.
Yep.
Have that coming up too. We've got a lot of things coming up. I also want to remind everybody, if you are looking, you haven't had a chance to get a Behind the Mic Show shirt, hat yet, you can visit the website. Our summer sale is still going on. Shirt and hat, $30. Save you some money right there. Just place the order. If you just want a shirt, place the order for that too. $15 for one of our Busch Light shirts or show shirts. So visit the website, cheapseatsbar.com. Visit the Behind the Mic Show shop right there at the top. You can also see our past shows, listen to the podcast, see pictures and videos from our past events. I mean, it's all in one place, Sam Marwin. I've updated all of it. It's all ready to go.
It is a virtual world that you can wander around and lose yourself in, and it's a magical place, Keith Gibson.
It is.
It's got it all.
Hours of entertainment right in one place.
It really is. Yeah. It's your one-stop shop.
That's right.
It really is. Mm-hmm.
Sam Marwin, though, it is now time for your favorite segment of the week. And that is time for our Dumbass Criminal of the Week here on the Behind the Mic Show. And last week we had Go Fart on the show, Go Fart Whitley. So I can't wait to see what you came up with this week for Sam Irwin. Who is our Dumbass Criminal this week, Sam Irwin?
Well, this one, I found one that was basically a police officer talking about an experience he had. There's no town associated, but he just talked about an experience. And tell me what you think about this. So the police officer says, I went to a domestic violence call where the woman claimed her husband hit her, which is no joking matter, as we know, correct? Right. However, the story gets better. When I asked her how it happened, she told me he couldn't provide the kind of life she wanted him to give her. She stated since he had a heart attack and got lupus, he wasn't working, so she decided she should start inviting some friends over to have sex with her for money. Mind you, she's telling me, a fully uniformed officer, all of this, as if she's innocent, okay? She says he should act as the person who handles the money for her, i.e. her pimp. She then calls someone to come over and tells her husband that after she gets paid for the sex, he should hold the guy at knife point and take the rest of his money. Mind you, she's telling this to a uniformed police officer. She said he refused to help her with this, so they got into an argument because the guy didn't go along. He pushed past her to get out of the apartment. She claimed that was the assault she called me for because he pushed past her to get the hell away from her. I asked her if she understood. She just admitted to planning a felony crime. She looked shocked that planning a prostitution and robbery was wrong at all and did not get why I was arresting her husband for trying to remove himself from her and her husband for trying to remove herself from her stupid plan to get them both arrested. And Keith Gibson, that's firsthand account from a police officer for your dumbass criminals of the week. So he couldn't give her the life she wanted, Keith Gibson. So guess what?
Poor guy, heart attack and lupus.
Heart attack, as if life isn't bad enough. Now my wife's a hooer, Keith Gibson. A primo
hooer. You'd never guess in a million years. No, I'm not going to go there. Hey, Saber, let's take a quick break. Come back and we'll give you our final thoughts as we wrap up the show. Remember, Beast Trees Trivia. Where was the MLB All-Star Game played in 2011? And cover your roof. We'll be right back after these messages.
Always cover your roof.
Morgan's Place Canine Salon offers full-service grooming to dogs of all ages, sizes, and breeds in a stress-free home environment using only the finest natural grooming products. Visit www.morgansplace.me to learn more. Morgan's Place, making dogs beautiful.
As we wrap things up here on the Behind the Mic Show from the Cheap Seat Sports Bar and Grill in Champaign, Illinois, and the Cat Palace in Paducah, Kentucky. Keith Gibson, Sam, we're bringing
easy.
Easy. That's what she said.
You're killing me, by the way, this week. I mean, it's got to be like
that's
4-1.
That's what she said, too.
Yeah. 6-1. Yeah. 5-1.
But anyway, we wrap things up. Some sad news to report, and we want to make sure we send a shout-out to him, Sam. Okay, go ahead, and I'll let you tell everyone what's going on. And
Yeah, I saw this on a Facebook. His wife shared it. He's a big fan of the show. His brother's a big fan of the show. Very close friends with Colin Dickey, who's also a big fan of the show. But Kyle Delaney, who is obviously from our hometown, great person, been a Marine for, 20 years?
Yeah.
At least, been on many different tours, away from his family time and time again to, protect our freedoms. Keith Gibson, as we talk about. Sadly, has contracted the coronavirus, and I'm not sure how it's going exactly. You hear reports. I see some updates on Facebook from time to time, but he and 40 other service members on that base also have it as well. I know that they had rolled Kyle over onto his stomach so it'd be easier on his lungs. Was a report that came out. They are giving him some treatments to see how he reacts to it. Kyle is, once again, a Marine, stays in incredible shape, always running. Great guy, takes care of himself.
Great father.
Great father,
yeah.
Great husband, all that. There's a GoFundMe out there right now that we shared on the show. So those of you that, appreciate the freedoms you have and appreciate soldiers and think of things like that, he's got a wife and kids that are home right now. He's in Japan, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, on a base, so they can't see him at all. All it can be is through Zoom. They are going to have, some bills, I'm sure, and things like that. So there's a GoFundMe. So if you appreciate those things, if you truly, appreciate what he does for you on a daily basis,
and you're a fan of the show.
Yeah, and you're a fan of the show, absolutely. Feel free, to go to that GoFundMe page. $5, $10 can help those guys out because they may have to take a plane trip there, and guess what? If you're in the military, you don't make a ton of money, so those plane trips are not cheap. Whatever can help those people out. And Kyle's a great dude, always has been, funnier than hell.
He's a Michigan fan, but we'll let him go with that. I mean,
well, he can't be perfect,
right?
So there is that. But and also in saying that is, and I know people have different views on the virus, and that's fine. But when things like this come up and it's real and he's going through it, throw your bullshit away about, well, there's negative tests here and positive. Who gives a damn? The kid that that grew up in your hometown is struggling right now, and so is his family. Let that stuff go and focus on him right now. Take it seriously that, God forbid, this could happen to you or your family. Just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean that it can't. I hope that it never does, but it's out there. And there are people that struggle with it. Some don't get sick at all. Some, like Kyle, do get sick. And I have heard that he said this is the sickest he's ever been in his life, and it's awful. I don't want anybody to have to go through that. So just take that into consideration. Keep him in your, if you're a praying person, do that. If you wish to donate, do that. Whatever it is, but support your troops because they do a lot for you. So
very proud of that young man. I call him young man because he'll always be young man, but a good friend of a lot of us. And
Bobby Carlisle.
But yeah, we pray, keep him in our thoughts and prayers. And Kyle, if you listen to this, we love you, and we're here for you. So definitely one of our good friends, and so we're thinking about him. Same when I would be sleeping in a spare bed or on the couch if I don't end this show by telling my wife happy birthday again.
Right.
I'll make sure she's taken care of this weekend. That's what she said.
Ooh, so that's going to be the best 35 seconds of her life.
Thank you for that. That's about 7 times what I normally get from you.
Hey, you know what, Keith Gibson? If you do it right, it shouldn't take long anyway. Right?
But anyway,
yeah.
I digress. But no, we're going to go have a nice dinner, and my parents are coming up to watch Kay, so we can go out and then have a little date night for her birthday, and I'm excited for that because, as you talked, this whole thing, we haven't got much us time. So I'm looking forward to having some time with just her and I and having a big juicy steak and a nice big piece of meat.
That's what she said. Yummy.
But then have some drinks too, and then just and not get too totally crazy because we can't do that anymore because usually we're in bed by 9:30. So, but anyway,
hey, be careful. We could get KG squared.
No,
I mean, hey. Yeah.
But But no, happy birthday to my wife.
But that's awesome. Happy birthday to the Queen.
To the Queen.
What a very patient and understanding person that she is. So
Thank
kudos
God.
to her.
Yeah.
Happy 29th. And we wish her nothing but the best. So
That's
yes,
right.
treat that woman well, Keith.
I will.
Gibson,
I will
whatever
definitely
she
do
wants.
that. Because she wears the pants. We've
Yes, she does.
made that decision already.
Yes, she does. Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Well, my other thing I want to tell everybody: be nice.
That's it.
Be nice. I heard a lot of good compliments around town this week about people who went out and said it was a great atmosphere. People were being nice. I didn't see a whole lot of rude people. So that makes me happy. So
Nice.
continue to do that to everybody, and make sure you tip and just have fun and enjoy yourself.
You want to be nice? Help out Kyle Delaney and his family.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't preach that we love the troops and all that, and then you don't help them out. Help him out. $5, $10, 20, whatever. Help his family out. They're going to need it. So yes, be nice that way too.
And
Send him. You know what? Send him a note. Send him a message because all he's doing is laying in a bed right now, folks. Send him a thing on Messenger. Hey, Kyle, thinking of you. Hope you're doing all right. Things like that will help him in his recovery because he's just sitting there, can't interact with people except over video messages. So every message he gets. Yep. Oh, we've got a thought coming in.
Thought.
Gibson. Look
Are
at
you
it.
ready for
Look
this?
at it.
You ready for
My
this?
God, yes.
For the next
Do it.
week, every shirt we sell, $5 goes to Kyle Delaney.
Love it. There you go. Sell.
Buy a shirt.
buy.
I don't care if it's a show shirt. I don't care if it's a Busch Light shirt. I don't care if it's a hat. Anything we sell for the next week, $5. Every item, we're sending that way. That's how we do things here on the Behind the Mic. You support us, we support you. We're givers, baby. I'm giving
Give
it.
till it hurts, baby.
That's right. Give till it hurts. All right, as we wrap it up here on the Behind the Mic show, remember, cover your root. For my co-host, Sam Irwin, I am Keith Gibson. Have a great week, everybody. Cheers to you, my friend.
Have a little Don Julio if you're out there, everybody.
Have a little latte. Enjoy your weekend. We'll see you next week right here on the Behind the Mic show from the Cheap Seats Sports Bar and Grill.
Bye, everybody.
Tune in and download the Behind the Mic show every Thursday at cheapseatsbar.com. Available on Apple iTunes, Google Play, Podbean, and your favorite mobile device. Behind the Mic show, the home of sports, comedy, and entertainment.